Welcome to another episode of Coach's Corner with Coach Greg Maneikis. What we're going to be looking at today is how Jaylen Brown fared as a playmaker early on in the game versus late in the game, in which he had 50 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and led the Celtics to a come-from-behind victory over the Orlando Magic. So we're going to take a look at a couple plays earlier in the game and then one key play late in the game. So on this play here, it's the second quarter, and Peyton Pritchard and Al Horford are running a pick-and-roll action on the left side of the floor where Jaylen Brown is trailing in transition. And you'll see here as we hit play, Jaylen Brown has an opportunity to drive a gap right there. Okay, so Jaylen is catching with momentum, heading towards the rim. He has all that space. Okay, so Jaylen Brown's options right now are get to the rim. Okay, as you can see, Sam Hauser's in the corner and his man is standing there one step out of the paint. So if that man steps over and takes away Jaylen's drive, that should be an easy pass to Hauser. However, as you'll see, the big man in the middle is rolling back into the screen, and Jaylen attacks him right there. So Sam Hauser's man did not help off, so he does not have the option to pass the ball to Sam Hauser. He still has his layup option. And now, if we hit play again, he is completely shut off from the basket, so he does a good job turning and looking for someone cutting to the rim. As you can see, his eyes go to Al Horford, but he doesn't really have a great angle to make that pass, and he also has Peyton Pritchard at the top. Okay, that ball's going to Peyton Pritchard, and look at where Peyton Pritchard's hands are in this moment. Right, they're in his shooting pocket. Now Jaylen does have to throw the ball a little bit higher because Wagner is there and he's 6'10", but this pass is completely off target. Peyton Pritchard literally has to jump fully in the air, and he has to come back down in order to reset. Look how much space there is between Pritchard and Wagner. If that ball's in his shooting pocket, Pritchard has probably already shot the ball with Wagner at the free throw line. But by the time Pritchard resets into his shooting pocket because the pass is off target, you'll see that Wagner then is about 4 feet away. So it goes from a wide open shot to probably what would be considered an open shot for Pritchard. But nevertheless, by the time he releases it, there's a decent contest on it by a 6'10" defender, and Peyton Pritchard ends up missing the shot. So we'll just roll that in slow motion for you. Right, Peyton Pritchard has to jump literally completely off the ground, reset his feet, and then he misses the shot. This play here is in the third quarter. Jaylen Brown is now the screener in a pick and roll with Peyton Pritchard, and Peyton Pritchard decides, coming off that screen, he's going to get the ball to JB in the high post. Now, JB has a great mismatch here, right? That is a good, on the floor, JB's probably the 2, so this is a 1-2 pick and roll, and we get that switch. So now the point guard is covering Jaylen Brown, which is a very advantageous spot for JB to be right in the middle of the floor. You'll see a lot of teams do this, especially the Bucks will run this for Giannis a lot. So JB gets the ball, and at this point, JB catches the ball, and Peyton Pritchard's, I think that's Gary Harris at this point, decides to step towards Jaylen Brown. Now, JB probably is waiting to get that mismatch because JB's a score-first guy. But as a playmaker, Jaylen Brown needs to get that ball out of his hand as soon as Gary Harris takes a step towards him, towards Peyton Pritchard. And JB ends up holding the ball for a couple seconds here, takes one dribble towards the basket, and then passes to Peyton Pritchard. But as you see, he had multiple options to get Pritchard a shot. And then finally, when he decides to make that pass, the pass is not on time. It's not on target. Pritchard, once again, is victim to an off-target pass by Jaylen Brown, and he ends up bricking the shot. Now we can run that in slow motion again for you, right? The pass needs to happen right there, okay? Could happen right there again. Jaylen Brown still faking, but Harris steps off. Now Jaylen has what he wants. He has that drive, and as he takes a step towards Harris, Harris ends up blocking him off. Now the pass happens, and it's off time, off target. But if we fast forward to the fourth quarter, very similar play to what happened earlier in the game, except this time we have 2 guys, one guy in the wing and one guy in the corner, and Al Horford, and Jaylen is driving towards his right hand again on Franz Wagner, and he does have that space. You can see Al Horford's man is directly on the block. So if we hit play, Jaylen at this point now has 3 guys helping on him. He has 2 options. He could kick the ball out to Richardson, or he could kick the ball to Horford. Now watch how this pass is on time, on target. Now if we hit play, look at Horford's hands. Right, Horford's hands are asking for the ball directly at his numbers. Earlier in the game, that pass, which was a more difficult pass, granted, to Peyton Pritchard had to jump. The other pass that we showed, Peyton Pritchard had to reach the ground. This pass is completely on time, on target. It's made with 2 hands, a very fundamental play, which is what I want to see more out of Jaylen Brown. More fundamental passes right into Al Horford's shooting pocket, catch, shoot, money, game.